I had this GE double oven, and I didn't want to buy. Well, my wife likes this oven. She says it's real good, but it's double, and we have no need for it now. After the flood, I wanted to see if we could just use the top half. I thought, why not? Isn't a double oven just two ovens? So it's electric, and I've already separated, but look what happens. Well, let's see. See that? It just separates. So I'm going to separate this from here, and so far it's just been a handful of bolts, screws. This here, this attachment point goes in the front, and this bar here is that one laying down there, the black one. But I'm just going to take out all the screws, and we should have two ovens. The only thing up front is going to show, this controls the top oven, and this one controls the bottom. So I'm going to have this to deal with, but I'm going to leave it there. But it should be just two ovens. Disconnect all of the electric, and we'll see what we have. Doesn't work, I have nothing to lose. We were going to buy a new one anyway, so let's see what happens. This is the back of the double oven GE. These two go down here, the heating elements. This is the only thing I don't know what it is. It's probably temperature of some type. But I'm going to disconnect it, wrap everything up. I'm going to fire it up hardwired here, straight to the panel right here in the garage, and see if it turns on without any issues, showing any errors down below. I don't on the front panel. I have, I'm not going to rip everything off, just tape it, not use it. See if it turns on the top one without any errors. So I separated both of these ovens. I'll show you how I wired it. Everything seems to be working properly. I'm going to start baking. Let's see if that temperature increases. I've disconnected all the bottom, which is just here. All the wires that let's see if the clock changes and if the burners turn on the back. I just temporarily taped the connections here, and here's a temperature probe from that goes to the bottom one. But so basically it's just two ovens. So I've got 120 volts on each side wired to my panel. Clock's working. Let's see if the temperature increases. It does read on. I set it at 350. Cooking time. Start. Now let's see if the burners turn on. I hear the relays clicking back there. So let's see if the temperature goes up. And that'll mean that everything's working, I guess. Yeah, there we go. 106, 7, 8. Awesome. So all I did was separate the two, all of these panels. Here's the temperature's going up, 125. This is not going to turn on because I disconnected everything here. There's a connector back there. But, I mean, it's just literally two ovens. So I disconnected. I can feel warm air coming out of here. So that's working good. Let me see. So you can see. See how it's blowing it? Not blowing it. Blowing it. So it's working. There's another one. See. So it's working. So I'm going to keep these covered with wire nuts. I'm going to do this correctly. I'm not going to separate the wire harness. I'm going to leave that and just tuck these wires here. I'll just tuck them right here somewhere. There's plenty of room in the cabinet. And there's my connections. I'm going to ground this once I put it in its place. It's got the 4 connectors but right now it was just, I'm doing 120 volts to the red, 120 volts to the black, and then white to neutral. And it's going into my panel. I'm in the garage, but it's working good. So that'll save me a good $1,000, if not more, from buying. This is a GE, and it worked perfect. And it looks perfect, just needs a little clean. This is not aligned because this is, I've got it taped, but it has to move over just a little bit to the right. So I'll have, I'll save this for something else. You know, I don't know for what, maybe nothing, but there we go. It's 200 degrees. So very simple to separate. Just there's bolts all along here. Here, there's a bracket that goes here. Bracket that goes here. You're going to have to reconnect this together, and there's some bolts that hold this bezel, this frame up front. So connect these back, and that'll be it. So I mean, it already. So there, it should turn off, I guess. I don't do kitchen stuff, she does. So I can't open this, or can I? Yeah, it does. It is hot in there. Fuck. Yeah, it is hot. Cover on, which is this one, and it sits. It just covers all this. I'm gonna wire this, or cover all these wires a little better with these connectors, even though I disconnected the switch. Power to the back. Let me show you here. So this is just being held in place. I didn't know if there was a safety switch that would prevent the oven from turning on, but there's not. So here are the inside guts, and this is the main wire harness to the bottom oven. So I'm just going to leave it like that, so there's no power going down there, but I'm still going to tape everything up. And this front frame has to be screwed underneath. Let me do that. I can't, I'm not that talented to do this with one hand. Give me a sec. Alright, so this plate, this long bracket that goes here, does have to go back in, but I'm going to get a chop saw, a metal blade, with a metal blade, and just lay it down and chop it, because this little hole right here goes right there. That goes in there just like that, and this allows you to close the frame. This hole right here lines up to, you gotta lift up, I can't do this, it goes right there, just like that. And then you're gonna have that screw right there, that screw right there, that screw right there, and your bottom one. So your cut is going to be right above, or right between these two holes here. You want it just below this. You don't want to go lower than this, because then you're going to scratch your base wherever you're on. I'm going to cut that up real quick right now. Get yourself a metal blade. So there's the finished cut. Okay. Alright, so here's the cabinet put back together. So I had to cut the supporting bracket that goes here, just below the screw, on both sides. And you need that, don't forget, because you need to attach the frame here in front with that. And I put this back, top cover and the back cover. But the back cover went all the way down. So you have to, it goes down about another 3 inches here. So I cut this with just tin snips. I'm gonna file it down a little bit, because this is razor sharp. You gotta be very careful. You're gonna put it inside once and not mess with it again, but you hate to forget, and this will slice you bad. So that was it. It was, what else? That's it. There's some screws here. The electrical connectors that go to here and here, I coiled them up right here, put a little bit of insulation, some black tape, and that is it. So just so you guys know, I've disconnected it. I stuck a pizza in there and ran it for 25 minutes, and it worked perfect. So that'll save me north of $1,000. I can deal with that, no problem. I just put a Laker logo on there. Take that out. And so that's it. How to separate. And let me show you the bottom. So you can see it's completely separated now. Okay. It's 2 units. 2 complete units. Or 2 separate units. And that is it. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this. But works perfect. We didn't touch the insulation. So if you don't know how to remove and install these hinges, they're a little tricky. You can't figure it out, send me a message. I'll show you a trick, real quick way of doing that. We're all set. Have a good New Year. Peace.